exposed. Pope Francis's BFF. Friends, let us now rise and give our warm welcome to Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle.
Hi. Nakatayo na rin lang naman ho kayo. Walang uupo. Sige, umupunta ko kayo. Maraming salamat po. Dito na siguro ako, no? We would like to thank once again Jesuit Communications and the Smart Araneta Foundation for Coliseum for organizing this recollection. This is becoming a yearly event, twice a year, Advent and Easter. When we were planning this a few years ago, I shared an observation. Sabi ko, bakit ang dami-dami parishes, organizations na nag-organize ng recollection at Lent. And then after Easter, parang wala ng recollection to reflect on this central tenet of the faith. Parang lagi tayong naghahanda sa kamatayan ni Jesus. Pag muli na siyang nabuhay, wala na. Back to the old life. When in fact, the church gives us a whole season to continue pondering and living out the mystery of Easter. And so we said, let us make a difference. If nobody offers a recollection on Easter, why don't we do it? Nung una, halatang hindi sanay ang mga tao na nagdadasal about Easter. Kaunti lang ang dumadalo. Kaya salamat po sa inyo. Parang taon-taon naman ay maraming nakukonvince na kailangan magdasal pa rin pag Easter. And the theme chosen for this year is really appropriate. Awakening faith beyond fear. And our dear Father Nono has already given us the rationale for this theme. So, my first reflection, this first session, will hopefully be brief kasi marami na siyang sinabi. Salamat, Father. Tinagaan mo yung aking trabaho. But just to say, let me say a few things before I go to the main points. I think all of you will agree with me, and especially as reinforced by the introduction of Father Nono, that today we are beset by many fears. Ang mga magulang, you're probably afraid for your children's future. Minsan nga, may mga nagbibiro, naririnig ko. They look at their children, they look at their grandchildren, and the question that comes to their minds is, what will this child be? While you are excited to welcome a new child in your family, you also ask the question, ano kaya ang mangyayari sa batang ito? Yung iba nga, nagbibiro, siguro, I should start saving money. Hindi lamang para sa pag-aaral ng bata, kundi para pang piyansa. In case itong batang ito ay... Oh, thank you. Birthday ho niya ngayon. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! You know, talagang sinadya namin yan eh. Kaya, para lumapit siya dito, nakilala ng birthday. Sabay-sabay naman tayo, sabihin natin. Happy birthday! Okay, umalik po tayo sa fears. Fear din niya yun. Paano niya pakakainin kayong lahat? Know how the birthday niya. We have so many fears, no? Yung about the future of our children and our grandchildren. Will they be able to go to school? What type of environment will they will form them? And if we go to our less privileged brothers and sisters, the daily fear, where will we find food? Fear about their jobs, job security. Fear about housing. And with climate change, yung bahay mo, akala mo okay na, magkakaroon ng undoy, kakaroon ng Yolanda. Hindi mo na alam saan ka palilipan. Hindi mo alam kung gano'ng kataas ang bahay mo. Even hospitals are afraid. Yung mga machines nila on the ground floor, ngayon nababasa na. Fears related to peace. Yesterday, a bomb 150 meters away from the house of the Archbishop of Cotabato, Cardinal Quevedo. Fear of terrorism. No? Ang dami nating fears. And siguro if we can pass this microphone around, each one of you would have a litany of fears. Ang dami po. But the risen Lord, in all the biblical accounts, whenever He appears, has a favorite greeting. Have no fear. Do not be afraid. Why are your hearts troubled? Peace be with you. Combating fear is the gift of the resurrection. Our alleluias are really an expression, a version of saying to one another, have no fear. Huwag kang matakot, huwag kang mangamba. Ito ang binibigay ni Kristo muling na buhay. But let us take a good look at fear. Kayo po ba ay nakaranas na matakot? Kilala niyo ba yung katabi niyo? Sabi ni Father Bono, greet the person next to you. Kilala niyo ba yan? Di ba kayo natatakot? Huwag kayong matatakot lang doon sa hindi nyo kilala. Minsan, mas nakakatakot yung kilala eh. Tignan nyo, nandiyan pa ba yung wallet nyo? Di ba kayo natatakot? Makapagtayo nyo, wala na. Empty, ano na, bags and pockets, no? We don't have time to explore all the aspects of fear. May mga pumapasok pa pala. Welcome po, welcome. Sige lang po. Huwag kayong lulundag dyan. But it is good to look at the quality of fear. Meron din namang mabuting fear. When fear prevents us from doing something bad, when fear prevents us from being reckless or impulsive, then we can say fear also does something good. Meron din namang nagagawang kabutihan ang fear. Kaya nga, even in the act of contrition, we say, no, we are sorry because we fear the loss of heaven and the pains of hell. Dahil natatakot ako sa impyerno, ayaw ko nang magkasala. Now, if that type of fear can prevent you from harming others or cutting off your relationship with God, then that fear should be encouraged. Kaya lang, we have to admit, it may be good, but it is not the best motivation. Para bagang, bakit hindi ka nagnakaw? Baka mahuli ako natatakot ako. Okay, dahil yung sa fear, hindi ka nagnakaw. Pero pala, kung walang yung fear na baka mahuli ako, gagawin mo. Kung wala pa lang nakatingin, gagawin mo. So fear can do something good, but it needs to be purified. What if nobody is watching you anymore? At nawala yung fear, gagawin mo ba? Ito yung tinatawag po ng imperfect contrition. It is contrition, but it is not the pure, perfect time that we are longing for. But it serves its purpose. So there is a type of fear that I am afraid of doing evil, I am afraid of the punishment that comes with the evil act. Pero ito ang tanong ko, but what if you are afraid to do good? Iba na yung natatakot ka gumawa ng masama. Pero yung iba, natatakot gumawa ng mabuti. And if fear prevents us from doing evil, imagine fear could also prevent us from doing good. We don't only avoid evil, we might avoid the good because of fear. Halimbawa, may mga kabataan dito, hindi mo masabi sa kabarkada mo, stop using drugs because you are afraid baka mawalan ako ng kabarkada. Or you are a good friend of a public servant, hindi mo masabihan, huwag kang maging corrupt kasi baka magaling sa akin. Kaya kung natatakot kayo magsalita, ayan na yung mga t-shirt. Let the t-shirt speak. Huwag ka magnakaw. Kasi kung takot na takot ka, and it prevents you from opening your mouth, then let the t-shirt speak. Kaya kami namimigay yan Kasi maraming takot. Hindi naman yan atin That's the word of God. But why are we afraid? Yan ang nakakatakot. The fear. When you don't only avoid evil, but because of fear, you start avoiding the good. So in the end, you ask the question, what are we really afraid of? Why can we not do the good? What are we really afraid of? Are we afraid of the good? Hindi naman siguro. We are afraid of losing something. We are afraid of losing someone. We are afraid of losing some comfort or interest. Sa bandang huli ko, fear pushes us to preserve ourselves. While impulse of fear is self-preservation, self-protection. And when that becomes a lifestyle, when fear dominates, I do not notice that fear is already making me self-centered. Yan po ang iingatan natin. Ang takot, ang ginagawa ng takot, even without our needing to, when we are afraid, we protect ourselves. Ang impulse, ang instinct ng natatakot ay self-preservation. Kaya kapag lagi ka na lang takot at takot ang nagpapaandar ng buhay mo, hindi mo namamalayan, lahat ng ginagawa mo, lahat ng iniisip mo ay towards self-protection, self-insulation, self-preservation. At kapag tumatagal, it makes me numb to evil. It makes me indifferent. It detaches me from people, from situations. At ang hindi pa po maganda, out of fear, people can become violent. Kung titignan po ninyo ang mga violent acts, whether individual or corporate, kalimitan po niyan, motivated din ng fear. Kaya mas violent ang community ninyo, neighborhood ninyo, that means malakas ang fear sa community ninyo. Individualism could be a manifestation of fear. Why are people becoming more and more individualistic? It's really because they are afraid of losing what they have. Kaya I don't mind others anymore. Basta, sarili ko na muna. Tignan niyo yung mga bahay natin. Ang dami-dami yung mga bahay natin ngayon. Yung mga so-called gated communities, ang tawag ko dyan, fear. Puro fear yan eh. May gwardiya na doon sa entrance, may gwardiya pa sa bawang kanto, may CCTV na, may alarm pa. Parang lahat ng kilos mo. Parang we are governed by fear. Yung mga bintana, may mga rehas, may barbed wire pa. Hindi nga makakapasok yung pagnanakaw. Pero yung nakatira, hindi rin makalabas. Kaya kapag may emergency, hindi rin makalabas. And look at what fear does. O yan, sila Father Romo, takot na takot sa inyo. Baka kung ano gawin niyo sa akin. Ayan, tingnan mo, ang dami mo, ang lalaki niyan, mga security. Kayo nalapit sa akin. Kawawa kayo, ang lalaki niyan. Pero biruin nyo, natatakot si Father Romo sa inyo. Kasi you are like a mob. And a helpless archbishop. na will be torn to pieces. So lahat na para tayo may ng fear. Pinatatawa ko kayo, but this is something serious. When you look around us, what is motivating, what is running our lives on? The way we construct houses, the way we configure our neighborhoods, the way we deal with one another. But how we have to admit, without our meaning to, it is fear that is running our lives. Nakita ko naman may mga tumatago, no? Ngayon, pati yung pag-inom ng tea, takot ka na. Yung isang araw may nagbigay sa akin ng tea. Sabi, may nagbigay, safe na yan. Ay, ako! Wala na. Ito, may tubig dito, binigay sa akin. Iinumin ko ba ito? Wala ka nang magagawa. No? And you will isolate yourself, really, kung puro takot. Now, in the midst of all that, the risen Lord appears and gives us the gift of peace. Allow me to use two biblical texts. But these texts are not strictly Easter appearances of the risen Lord. But I think we can all resonate with these episodes. The first is the walking on the water of Jesus Christ. I will use the version of St. Matthew, chapter 14, 22 to 33. I will read it and then briefly give you some points for your reflection. He made the disciples get into the boat and precede him to the other side while he dismissed the crowds. After doing so, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. When it was evening, he was there alone. Meanwhile, the boat, already a few miles offshore, was being tossed about by the waves, for the wind was against it. During the fourth watch of the night, he came toward them, walking on the sea. When the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified. "It is a ghost," they said. And they cried out in fear. At once, Jesus spoke to them, "Take courage. It is I. Do not be afraid." Peter said to him in reply, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." He said, "Come." Peter got out of the boat and began to walk on the water toward Jesus. But when he saw how strong the wind was, he became frightened, and beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me." Immediately, Jesus stretched out his hand and caught him and said to him, "O you of little faith, why did you doubt?" After they got into the boat, the wind died down. Those who were in the boat did him homage, saying, "Truly, you are the Son of God." Siguro we can imagine ourselves in a big boat. This is not just a coliseum but a boat. So briefly ito, para you have time to reflect. A few points coming from the story. The mystery of fear and how we go beyond fear through faith, awakening the faith in the midst of fear. Look at the story's development. Jesus makes the disciples go to the other side of the lake without him. Hindi siya sumama sa mga apostoles sa bangka papunta sa other side. I think Jesus is already teaching the disciples a lesson. You cannot expect me to be with you physically all the time. You must be ready for a new type of presence. You are getting used to my physical presence. Now I ask you to go to the other side without me. Wala ako sa bangka. Masanay kayo na kayo ay tatawid. Wala ako. It doesn't mean he is absent, as we will see later on. But it is a different type of presence. But where did he go? Jesus went to the mountain to pray. To pray. Jesus was in deep communion with God. At makikita natin, when someone is in prayer, he or she will see what is happening right there on the lake. Nasa bundok siya, pero dahil nagdadasal siya, konektado pa rin siya doon sa nasa dagat. And we will explore this later. But we have to believe, eto na, the boat without Jesus on the boat is tossed about by waves. Bakit malakas yung waves? According to the gospel, the wind was against the boat. And because of that, the boat cannot reach the other side. Mga kapatid, karanasan natin lahat yan. You want to reach the other side. Meron kang gustong marating. But your boat is being tossed about by winds against your direction. Balikan niyo yan. Maganda naman yung mga pangarap niyo. Pero parang ang daming winds na nag-o-oppose. Hindi ka tuloy makarating. Ang daming bata, gustong makatawid doon, gusto kong mag-aral, gusto kong makatapos ng degree. Pero yung winds of poverty, winds of child labor, hindi makarating to the other side. Yung iba, kailan kaya ako makakapag-asawa? Akala niya, malapit na siya doon. Ako, may wind. Ayun, di na naman nakarating. Okay na yan, 92 years old ka na eh. Siguro hindi ka na naman dapat mag-ano pa na makarating doon sa kabilang yun. Pero hindi na doon. Itatatawa ko kayo kasi fear. Pati, try to recall. You have the best of intentions. You have the best of plans. You have the best of dreams. No? And then you set out on the journey. Handa ka naman. Then the winds go against you. May mga karanasan kayong ganyan. Pero sana. Pero as they were experiencing this frightening situation, Jesus came walking on the water towards them. The Jesus that they left on the mountain as he was in prayer. That's a mystery. Paano nakita ni Jesus? When someone is in deep prayer, when you are on the mountain of prayer, you see the needs of others. Someone who is in communion with God does not isolate oneself from the difficulties of other people. In fact, the more prayerful you are, the more sensitive you become to the needs of others. Hindi po pwede yung dasal ako ng dasal. Pero habang nagdadasal ako, lalo naman ako nagiging bulag at manhid sa pangangailangan ng iba. That's not how Jesus did it. When Jesus was in prayer, the more he saw the needs of others. Eto, lumapit na si Jesus. Ano yung, nadagdagan ba yung fear nila? Natakot na sila doon sa winds. Dumarating na si Jesus. They became more terrified. Why? They said, it is a ghost. Minsan, tayo na ang nagdadagdag sa takot natin. Kasi yung ating sight, medyo may problema eh. As we will see later. Fear affects sight. At yan, walang ophthalmologist at walang optometrist na kayang magbigay ng reseta sa pagpapalit ng sight because of fear. But fear changes our sight. Napapanood niyo ba yung mga maiikling parang community service ng JESCO, yung hindi lahat nakukuha sa isang tingin. Kasi because of our fears, makita mo lang ang isang tao. Ako may kwento sa inyo. Sumakay ako ng bus dati sa New York, papuntang Washington, D.C. May umakyat na passenger, family. Sabi ng mother doon sa bata, oh, sit beside the gentleman. Kasi yung upuan katabi ko, bakante. Sumigaw yung bata, pagkakita sa akin. Sabi, I hate Japanese. I hate Japanese people. They are evil. They are evil. Nagsisisigaw yung bata. Hiyang-hiya yung mga magulang. Hindi man lang ako tanungin kung Japanese na ako. Kapag uwi ko, mukha ba akong sushi? Mukha ba ako? Ano? Pero you see, that's what fear does. Your sight. Pagkakita pa lang, sabi ko, mabuti na lang, meron akong kaunting self-respect na, pero yun, nag-broadcast sa buong bus na para akong evil person, na Japanese and everything, sa loob ko, mabuti walang tatabi sa akin, stretch ako sa upuan. No? Pero may ganyan. The fear of the disciples came now from their own sight. It is a ghost. And it creates another problem to them. The one who comes to them, Jesus, becomes another problem to them. Parang kanina ang binoproblema namin yung winds. Ngayon, may multo pa. But who compounds the fear here? But look at how Jesus responds to the fear. Simply by saying, it is I. Do not be afraid. It is I. The presence of Jesus, the person of Jesus, the nearness of Jesus. He tells us, I am answer to your fear. It is not a solution. It is a person coming to us. Who can conquer fear? The one who sees Jesus. The one who recognizes Jesus. The one who is content to have Jesus near me. Even if the boat is being tossed, we have Jesus with us. This is faith. Will Jesus be enough for me? And then Peter, hindi naman talaga si Thomas ang doubter lang eh. Peter, sabi ni Peter, if it is you, ghost pa rin ang tingin niya. But if it is you, command me to come to you. And look at the goodness of Jesus. Jesus says, come. And Peter was able to walk on the water, coming to Jesus. Ito, a lesson, my dear brothers and sisters, according to the gospel. When Peter shifted his sight from Jesus to the winds, he started sinking. This is how we go beyond fear. Fix your eyes on Jesus. If you fix your eyes on the winds, the more afraid you will become. And your fear will make you sink. The winds will still be there. They will not disappear right away. But ang question dito, saan ka nakatingin? Kay Jesus ba o doon sa problema kinatatakutan mo? Para po sa humaharap sa napakaraming problema at takot na doon sa problema, baka huwag niyo munang tingnan muna yung problema kasi mukha ka ng problema. Baka tingnan mo muna si Jesus. And if you are convinced that Jesus is with you, telling you, it is I am here. You're not the only one being tossed by the wind. I am here. You will see. You will acquire a new perspective when you look at the problem. The problem remains. You will face it, but with more courage rather than with paralyzing fear. And what makes the difference? It is faith awakened. It is I am here. Faith that Jesus sees me when I am tossed about by the winds. And faith that makes me look at Jesus. Ulitin ko po yun, no? Yung pananampalataya na alam ko, naniniwala ako, kahit binabagyo ang buhay ko, nakikita ako ni Jesus at lumalapit siya. At yung pananampalataya na sa gitna nitong mga bagyo, ang mata ko nakatutok pa rin sa Kanya. The problems will remain. You will face the problems, but without fear. A new peace will come to you. A new courage will come to you. And what makes the difference? It is I am here. Let us not minimize the impact of the presence of Christ. it is I. Kung naghihintay kayo mula sa akin ng mga, wow, ka-attend ako ng recollection, baka may ibibigay na mga formula, step 1, step 2, step 3, para I can graduate from my fear. Nako, di po. The only thing I can propose is what the Bible already proposes. We can rest, knowing that as we are tossed here and there, someone sees us. The risen one, who has been through all the storms of life too. That's why He can come to us. Ang dami rin niyang pinagdaanan. So He is our compassionate brother. He sees us. We will never be alone. Your friends, your families might leave you alone, but Jesus will come. I am here. It is I am with you. And if we fix our eyes on Him, I tell you, brothers and sisters, you can walk on water. If you feel you are sinking, maybe that's because your eyes are on the winds and not on Jesus. Who can walk on waters? Murky, turbulent waters, those who know that the waters are there, but whose eyes are fixed on Jesus. Mamaya, maglakad kayo na sa Manila Bay. Ng buhay ko. Tinatanong nila kung sasama ako. Kasi after this, pupunta ako akong Rome. I have a flight to Rome. So, habang kayo ay naglalakad sa tubig, lumilipad naman ako sa himpapawid. So, let us pause. Medyo lumampas na ako sa time. Let us pause. Recall your stormy days. Baka yung iba tapos na. And see how the presence of the Lord and your eyes fixed on Him enabled you to face the storms, gave you new courage and new perspective.